Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey, and today I got some good news for you guys. I have a new discovery, a patent that points to Nintendo presenting options for a second screen. We know we've seen many other patents in the past, and Nintendo's they look like they are actually working and trying to bring up a solution to where they can bring Nintendo games to Nintendo Switch Online that require a second screen. Now you can think about the Nintendo DS, 3DS, Nintendo Wii U, and others. So let's go ahead and get into this patent. But before, if you are new here, I want to say welcome and I want to say thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. I hope that you make this channel your home channel for all things Nintendo. So hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get into the patent. All right, as you can see here, guys, this is how every patent works. This one was issued on October 9th, right? I did see it on the 9th, but I didn't really look through it too much, right? Because Nintendo, well, they kind of fooled me a little bit, right? Because I just glanced through it and didn't think any of it until I just took another look at it today, right? And right here we have this child apparatus process thing, right? It's a parent apparatus and a child apparatus. Apparatus is a Nintendo Switch, right? This console. And so we have the parent console and the child console. And so Nintendo has also released other patents with this, although this one looks like this to be the first of its kind, unless this one is the same one on April 8th from 2024. But they added new images that made me think, okay, this is something else. We already know we can do game share, right? Virtually, you can share your game with the Nintendo Switch, by the way, from Switch to Switch 2, and have other people play on that video game without owning it, which is crazy, right? So the ability to use a second screen is already there. If there were any doubts in your mind whether that could happen, well, it's already there. A second screen can be added, right? Which is the Switch screen, and that screen can be playable, right? You know, somebody can be playing that game with you. And so now we have this updated or new patent that shows, of course, the Nintendo Switch as the baby console, right? As a child console. And it shows how the initial connection works. We have the parent console, which is the Switch 2, and we have the child console. This right here, this image demonstrates what we have now, right? This is what we currently have, where you can play, share your games and play with anybody who owns a Switch, if you have a Switch 2, right? And this is all fine and dandy, but when we look at other images, they now provided this brand new images. Now they present a new picture, right? We have the parent console, we have the child console here, and of course this is still the same. But then take a look at these other images. Okay, this one is again, we know what this one is, and we know here what this one is. We have the one image, two images. Of course, when you look at this one here, you can tell what they're doing. They're using this one to make an extra long screen, and one image continues here, and the other one, you know, leads on. Same thing here. But when you look at these other images down here, right? Again, this one right here, child apparatus, parent apparatus. Okay. Now on top of each other, these kind of make sense because, you know, they kind of continue the image, right? But when you look at this one looks like a one on top of the other one, right? And then they added more of it. We have the docked apparatus and we have the child apparatus on top of the TV, which is nuts, right? Meaning you're playing dock mode and you can add a second screen on top. There's this little dock here maybe that we might get. And so it looks like this is connected to this, but this child apparatus here is on top of the main screen. Now this could be for, of course, a 3DS, Nintendo DS, any game that requires a dual screen. It provides you a second screen up here, while the first one is here. You have your controls with you, right? You're playing with your Joy-Cons. You have on your Nintendo Switch. You have your main screen, and then you have the second screen up here, which this just interesting, right? This, it's not that somebody's gonna play here and somebody's gonna play there. It's that you have a big screen here, and you have a tiny screen here that can serve as the second screen for games, I guess, for DS games and so on. And so it's a very interesting how they're doing this. Like the parent image is showing this right there, right? And then the second image, it shows a close-up of this guy here, right? The little guy here, the child apparatus, which is again this one here, right? Now what they're showing here is the main picture, the big picture, and then they show a close-up of the guy or whatever, the little aiming here. Of course, this is just to demonstrate the technology, right? The big screen, second screen. Well, you can tell they're not playing the same game like if you were to share a game with somebody else. It's the same game with two different shots of the same game, right? Two different areas of the same game. For example, this could be like a map or whatever, and this could be the actual game. And so this right here kind of makes sense for a second screen. And again, we see the same exact thing over here. We have the parent image, we have the child apparatus image right there, and then we have another image here. But it you know, I know there's more involved in this patent. It's not just about this part. This is just new images showing new types of gaming or ways of playing that could be implemented later on. We already have this type of playing right here with the Nintendo Switch, the basic Switch, right? Now this right here, this one, and this one right there could be used to, you know, play games on Nintendo DS, and this could be Nintendo's way of providing, you know, a way for us to play video games on DS. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are down below. This is just again theory. Right now, it's something Nintendo is actually working on, so it's not a rumor, but this is just my interpretation of what I'm seeing here. I hope you guys see the same thing because it's right there. All right, friends, let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next one. Never give up and journey on. Peace.